Vesta Widdowsham, I pronounce you husband and wife. Yes, all right, it wasn't my wedding, but love was in the air, as they say, and so high time that I, Julia Lanchester, and my boyfriend of 2 years, Michael Sedgwick, took that next step. The feeling had been building between us all week as Vesta and Akash's wedding approached, occupying my every waking moment. It had caught Michael up too. I could see it in his swift glances toward me, as if assessing the situation and his chances. But he must know his chances were extremely good. We had dropped the heaviest of hints to each other, saying how Vesta and Akash, both well into their 60s, knew they couldn't let life pass them by, and how a commitment in front of God and the village meant a strengthening of a relationship. All comments concerned the happy couple, but the subtext was clear. It was time for us, too. Weddings, they'll do that to you. You look the perfect bride, I said to Vesta as we walked into the garden at the Stoat and Hare pub, just down Church Lane. She'd found a lovely linen suit, a blue that matched the delphinium and complemented the pearly pink frames of her glasses and the subtle pink tint to her pixie haircut. You're not so bad yourself, Vesta replied. My dress, polished cotton with cap sleeves, a princess neckline and a short bell skirt, was a riot of flowers in purples, blues and pinks. I loved it, although I did feel as if I were a garden on the move. I hope it wasn't too much, but at least I matched the altar arrangement. It was so good of his lordship to let you close the TIC on a Saturday, Vesta said, as she laid her bouquet next to the guest book and straightened the jacket on her dress. I gave her a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Linus knows what's important. Although I was manager of the Tourist Information Centre in our village, Smeaton-under-Lyme, and Vesta was my second in command, it was Lord Fotheringill, Linus, who called the shots. It was, after all, his estate, comprising not only the village, but also his home, Hoggin Hall, several outlying hamlets, the abbey ruins, and various farms, fields, orchards and woods. Not the largest estate in Britain, or even in Suffolk, but still a considerable responsibility. And yet he knew the lives of his tenants came first. And your husband looks gorgeous, I commented, nodding to the bar, where he stood chatting with the vicar. Over dark trousers, Akash had worn a kurta, a men's collarless shirt that came to his knees, traditional in India, made from a red jacquard overlaid with black brocade. It set off his dark hair, shot through with silver. The groom's day off had not been a problem either. Akash ran the village shop, where we could buy everything from a pint of milk to freshly prepared lasagna in the cold case. Akash had left his assistant manager, Gwen Gunn, behind the till for his wedding day and honeymoon weekend. Reverend Eccles lifted a glass for the first toast. He and his wife were on the threshold of a 2-week fishing holiday in the Highlands. He fished, she painted landscapes, but had stayed an extra day at home just for the nuptials. I'd seen their packed car at the curb and knew they were eager to be off. After each glass had been refilled, I gave Vesta a nudge. Go on now, Nuala's cake awaits. Nuala Dark, proprietor of Nuala's Tea Room and baker extraordinaire, stood chatting with Linus as she hovered over the 3-tiered beauty she had spent the past fortnight creating. Just the sight of the cake induced oohs and ahs, heavy with spices and sultanas, each tier encased in marzipan and covered in filigreed royal icing with candied violets circling the edges and a dome of fresh roses at the top. I'd been dreaming about it all week and intended to be first in line for a slice. After the bride and groom, of course. Aren't they the most incredibly lovely couple you've ever seen? Willow sighed as she stood next to me, and we watched friends queue up to congratulate the bride and groom. It's a truly happy beginning for them. Willow, who had a strong but unique sense of style, had dressed with a decided wood fairy appeal, wearing several gauzy layers in shades of green, and, amid